Can you think of a concrete example of the last time you used a piece of software? Maybe an app you often use on your smartphone, or something you use on a daily basis on your desktop computer. Write down your example. Now, I've got no way to tell from here inside this video, but I'd be willing to bet you didn't give me a concrete example of you using the software. You just wrote down the name of the program or the app you were using. For example, maybe you wrote down Twitter. Let's try again. Give me a concrete example of the last time you used Twitter or whatever the app was that you had in mind. Ready? Go. Let's see. Did you just write down a concrete example with details of what you were trying to do at the time and why you used the app? Or did you just write down the name of a feature, like read my messages on Twitter? This is still too abstract. Getting concrete is hard. If you just wrote down the name of a feature, I want you to try again. Visualize a real moment in your life when you used that feature. Tell me about it in every last detail. Here's my example. Yesterday, I was waiting for my regular train home from work. I have a half-hour commute, so I like to have something to read on the train. Because the train goes through a rural area where the mobile signal is bad, I scanned my Twitter feed and fired up a browser tab with interesting-looking articles to read before I get on the train. Most of the articles were about software development, but there were a couple about politics too. Now we're talking. We have a concrete example with loads of context. That really gives us something to work with. Now we're going to see how we use these concrete examples in practice. A prerequisite for doing BDD is to have an agile process in place. BDD needs to be done just in time at the last responsible moment because we place a lot of emphasis on conversations rather than trying to write everything down. If you try to have those conversations too far ahead of doing the work, you'll have forgotten most of what you talked about. So you need to have your work already broken down into user stories. Ideally, you'll have also started to define acceptance criteria or business rules for those stories.